Starting your day off with a take on Vegas you won't get anywhere else.
Hi, I'm Holly Madison, and I listen to Brian Shapiro.
Hi, this is William Shatner, and I listen to Brian Shapiro.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy, and I listen to Brian Shapiro. Why? Because I'm a good American. So is he. And if you don't listen to him, you need to pack up and leave this country.
This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.
Come on, guys!
Oh, yeah, what's up, everybody? It is the Vegas Take on a beautiful Tuesday. Glad you could join us. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about in the political world, the news world, the sports world. That's what we do on this show. We're not a one-trick pony. We cover it all here. We're going to have a lot of fun. Great UNLV hire, by the way, and I haven't really been excited about anything in regards to UNLV in a long time. Anybody could have my back on that one, but they just hired Kevin Kruger, Lon Kruger's son, who played here at UNLV, and he's going to be joining us at 7 p.m. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for that. Also, this is opening day at the beautiful Las Vegas ballpark and the Aviators. So Ron Futrell, who usually joins us on Tuesday in studio, is covering the game for Channel 8, and he'll be joining us live at 7:30. So a lot to get to, a lot to talk about in hour number one as well. Have you heard about this guy from back a few years ago? Dr. Dow, the guy who got dragged off that American Airlines plane. Well, he's speaking out about that incident for the first time, and oh boy, I'm going to rip into that interview. I got a lot to talk about, and we'll play some of that interview for you coming up at the bottom of the hour. But I want to get to this story first. You know, this guy, Democratic presidential hopeful Pete Buttigieg, who seems to be respected by a lot of people, seems like a smart guy. He took on Vice President Mike Pence over the weekend, who I do criticize a lot when it comes to the LGBT community, issues that have faced criticism from, you know, gay rights activists. And he said that as far as Pence goes, it's not a problem with who I am. Your problem is not with me. Your squirrel, sir, is with my creator. He also went on to say, if me being gay was a choice, it was a choice that was made far, far above my pay grade. By the way, I agree with that. He also went on to say, that's the thing I wish the Mike Pences of the world would understand, that if you got a problem with who I am, your problem is not with me. You know, it's with my creator. He goes on and on a little bit more. And, you know, the problem with Mike Pence, and I've talked about this before, is that, you know, he's a conservative Christian. That's not the problem. The problem is he signed this Religious Freedom Restoration Act while he was governor of Indiana, and a lot of critics say that the law contended that individuals and businesses could use it to discriminate against the gay community on the basis of religion, which I think is wrong, and I've been consistent on that. Even worse, and I think this goes to show you what type of person Mike Pence is. This has nothing to do with religion, and it has everything to do with stupidity. Pence signaled support for federal funds to be allocated for gay conversion therapy. Now, if you're one of those morons out there that think that tax dollars should go towards gay conversion therapy, you are homophobic and you are a moron and you are a hateful person. I'm just going to flat out say it right there. And yes, I've criticized Mike Pence on many occasions. His wife works at a school where you're not allowed to work there if you're a homosexual, and you're not allowed to go to school there if you're a homosexual. What kind of person are you working at a school like that? What kind of person? I'm just tired of hateful people. It's okay if you're against gay marriage. I don't have a problem with that. I disagree with you, but I don't have a problem with it. If you don't want your kids to marry, you know, someone of the same sex, and if they're, that's fine. That's up to you. That's your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. That's fine. But it's one thing to be against gay marriage and to not, you know, support homosexuality, and then to treat people differently because they're homosexuals. Those are two different arguments. And that's what this guy, this presidential hopeful that is a Democrat, Pete Buttigieg, is trying to say. And this is what gets me even more on fire here, is that Karen Pence, Mike Pence's wife, and their daughter Charlotte, they go on Fox News today and do an interview, and they made it like Buttigieg was attacking their religion or attacking their faith. That's not what he's doing. He's not attacking their faith. You have a right to believe what you want, but stop it with trying to allocate funds for conversion therapy. Stop it about treating homosexuals different. You're supposed to treat people as equals regardless of their sexuality. That's what Buttigieg is talking about. But if you watch Fox News, that horrendous woman who did the interview, she's just horrible. She treated it like Buttigieg was attacking them, attacking their faith. That's not what he's doing. Not at all. Not in the least. Mike Pence believes that it's a choice. His wife believes that it's a choice. And Buttigieg is trying to make the assertion that it was not a choice. And many people that are homosexuals will tell you, if you speak to them, if you dare to speak to them, they will tell you that they knew they were gay when they were very, very young. We're talking 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Now, could there be some instances where there was abuse or horrible things happening to someone and maybe a woman decides not to date men anymore and just date women and vice versa? Yes, that's possible. But the majority of homosexuals out there will tell you it wasn't a choice. It's what they were attracted to when they were 5, 6 years old. Mike Pence doesn't get that. Buttigieg is trying to share that opinion. That is what he's trying to say to Mike Pence. He's not going after his faith. Your faith says you're against gay marriage. Your faith, that's fine. If you're against gay marriage, that's fine. Again, I disagree with you. You have the right to feel that way. Don't go to a gay wedding. Fine. Your best friend is gay and you don't go to a gay wedding. That's fine. That's up to you. I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem with Mike Pence. And I do have a problem with where his wife works. And I do have a problem with the way the things he has said on the record and some of his policies. I do have a problem with that. If you are a good Christian or a good anybody, I don't care whether you're a Christian or not, then you're going to treat people the same. And you're not going to disrespect people or say idiotic things or tell homosexuals to go to conversion therapy. If you are one of those people, then you are a moron. Morons are welcome to call this show. I welcome it. Maybe you think I'm a moron, and that's fine. You could make your case. But if you're one of those people that believes what Mike Pence believes, that if you're gay, you should go to conversion therapy, you are a clown, and you are a hateful person. And I stand by those remarks, and I am willing to debate anybody on that issue. As I mentioned, we're going to talk about this Dr. Dow situation coming up at the bottom of the hour, but I do want to open up your calls. You will not find a show that is more interactive than this one in Las Vegas, and we always welcome your calls. Even if Mike Pence calls up, we'll welcome his call as well. 257-5396 is the number to call if you want to be a part of the show. 702-257-5396 is the number to call if you want to be a part of this conversation, and we will take your calls, of course. Let's lead this off with Kelly. Kelly, thank you for calling into the Vegas Take. How are you?
Great. I heard you wanted to talk to some morons, so I called in.
No, I didn't say I wanted to talk to morons. I said if you're one of those if you're one of those people, Kelly, that believes what Mike Pence believes in, that if you're a homosexual, you should go to conversion therapy, then I think you're a moron. I don't know if you're one of those people.
Well, the thing is everything, I've heard all about this today and yesterday. Mike Pence has actually said a lot of great things about Mayor Pete. So it's, it was interesting. Everyone's like, wow, where's this coming from? Why is he attacking Mike Pence out of nowhere? Mike Pence has said, great things about him, like, called him a patriot, said he was, a great guy.
Well, I just listed those. I just listed a couple reasons why, based on, not necessarily even his voting record, but what he supported, federal funds for conversion therapy and then signing this Religious Freedom Restoration Act. So I named you a few right there, Kelly.
Right. But a lot of people would counter that saying, well, why are federal funds being given to Planned Parenthood, which
totally different subject.
Abortion.
Totally different subject. Totally different conversation. We're not talking about abortion. I mean, I can give you my opinion on that if you want.
Thing. A lot of people, religious under religion, see abortion as murder.
Well, I understand that, but I understand that, and I disagree
with.
This is
based off religion. Your discussion is about religion.
If you want to get into that subject with abortion, I'll be very simple. I am okay with an early term abortion. I am not okay with a late term abortion. I am not okay with women using abortion as birth control. I think it's disgusting. But as far as the law goes,
the federal government pay for it? That's the question.
Well, look, here's the situation. If you have a teenager or someone, parents that don't have the money for an abortion, yet the 16-year-old or 17-year-old girl, whatever, wants an abortion, the parents want an abortion, but they can't afford it, then yes, in a certain circumstances, I do think the government should pay, yes. But I do not support a woman, for example, 30s, 40s, whatever, that has got, 10 abortions, that has lived an irresponsible life. No, then I wouldn't support it. I think there needs to be logical laws that are put in place.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, if you're going to go down the road saying what does federal funding what's it used for, then
Kelly, I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. If you're one of those,
I know.
I mean, I can't spell it out. If you're one of those people that thinks if you're a homosexual that you should go to conversion therapy, then you're a complete Nimrod. Yes, I think our vice president.
I've heard about the horror stories about, conversion therapy camps and everything. I don't believe being gay is a choice, but I do think that everyone's entitled to, under our Constitution. That's the whole reason what our country's founded on.
I understand, Kelly, but I got
to.
Why do you think that Buttigieg was attacking Pence? He wasn't attacking Pence. Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, there were some people today. There's what now 19 or 20 people running for president.
Uh-huh.
You need to, stand out above the crowd. You got to keep your name in the headlines.
Okay, what did he say specifically that you think was attacking Mike Pence? I'd love to hear it.
Well, he's just attacking him on the, basically saying he's anti-gay, and that's,
First of all, he didn't say that, Kelly. That's incorrect. He never said that Pence is anti-gay. He disagreed with the Religious Freedom Restoration Act and then supporting a bill for conversion therapy. That is not attacking somebody. The person who you support, Kelly, and with all due respect, the person who you support is the attacker in chief. But I don't see you complaining about Donald Trump. I appreciate the call, Kelly, but we're just going to disagree on that one. The number to call, 257-5396. Again, the number to call, 257-5396. Let's go to Brian. Brian, thanks for calling in. How are you?
Excellent. And you?
I'm doing okay. I'm going to go to conversion therapy right after the show, Brian. I know that'll make a lot of the conservatives that are Trump supporters very happy.
You need a little conversion.
No thanks. No thanks. I'm okay. What's on your mind, my friend? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to read you the quote.
Which quote?
About the last time Mike Pence said anything about Mayor Pete. That was in 2015, and I quote,
mm-hmm.
I hold Mayor Pete Buttigieg in the highest personal regard. I see him as a dedicated public servant.
So what, though?
And a patriot.
But so what?
And I commend him for what he's done as mayor of South Bend, Indiana.
Okay, but so what?
What do you think, Mr. Mayor Pete brought this up? Why do you think?
Because I bring it up all the time.
I think.
Well, I'll get your opinion on that, but I'll tell you, why do you think I bring it up all the time?
I've always wanted to ask you that.
I'll tell you why. Because I think people are dumb when they think that a homosexual should go to conversion therapy, become straight. I think they are ignorant people. Okay, look at Dick Cheney for an example. Now, I don't think. Hold on.
I'd like to ask you where you're getting the information that's what that Mike Pence thinks all gay people should do.
Okay.
I challenge that.
He supported a federal fund allocating to gay conversion therapy in 2000. It was a U.S. House campaign on the U.S. House campaign website. Yeah, he supported it. Dick Cheney's another one. And then you change your thought. What do you mean? Just because someone thinks something in 2000? We should just put it underneath the rug? Hold on. Let me talk about Dick Cheney, for example, okay? Dick Cheney was anti-gay, okay? And then when he finds out his daughter is gay, then all of a sudden he changes his mind, okay? You're a flip-flopper and you're a coward.
I'm sure it's far more complicated than that.
I don't think
Brian.
it is. I just think Mike Pence is ignorant.
You don't know and I don't know, but I presume it's a far more complicated issue than that. And as far as the Religious Restoration Right Act is concerned, you've totally mischaracterized what it is.
How have I done that?
Well, it's not anything at all to attack gay people. What it is to establish equal rights, as it is in the Constitution. What we have here are competing rights. People who have religious beliefs that are counter to homosexual marriage, say, they have the right to that belief. Just like the people like Mayor Pete have the right, and you have the opposite.
You have the right.
Have the opposite
never
belief,
have I
right?
said. Never
now,
have.
What do you do when those two things clash?
Never have I said you don't have a right to a belief. But when you support a policy, and certainly now when you're the vice president, let me go back to that story about the cake. Okay, the guy wouldn't bake a cake, and I know he lost, and they lost. The gay couple lost in this. Went up to the Supreme Court. I understand that. That guy with that cake to me is a moron. Okay, make the cake. It doesn't mean you're supporting gay marriage.
He's an artist.
Well, you know what?
And he has a right to make his own cakes the way he wants them.
You're not going to serve somebody based on their sexuality. You're an idiot.
That gay couple, they could pick out any cake in his shop. He didn't discriminate against them. But when he's asked to create a special cake for their wedding, which goes against his religious beliefs,
right,
then that's where the right is being crossed.
Well, we're going to disagree. We're just going to simply disagree on that. Okay, first of all,
we are.
Well, we're going to disagree on that. I think if you're not going to serve somebody, Brian, you're not going to serve somebody or bake a cake because of one's sexuality, then I think you have some hate inside of you. I've always felt that way, Brian. I appreciate the call. I always like to get into it with you, and we're going to disagree. The number to call if you want to be a part of the program, 257-5396. Again, 702-257-5396. Let's go to Tyler. Tyler, thanks for calling in. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good, Tyler. What's on your mind?
Well, I'll keep it quick and short. The conversion therapy, I actually believe that someone who is gay, they didn't choose that. So I definitely believe that. But you brought up a great point earlier where somebody may have been sexually harassed.
Right.
And they don't choose to be gay, but they maybe are confused about life. That's maybe where conversion therapy might be useful.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that, Tyler. I really don't. I think there are some people out there. I don't think it's the majority of homosexuals. I'm sure you would agree with that. But there is a percentage of people that have had horrendous, traumatic experiences in their life. I've talked to some of these people. Heck, I've dated some of these people. And it's unfortunate, and it's a difficult thing. And you're right. I do think not conversion therapy, but therapy and just in general. Therapy is a very, don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Tyler. Therapy is an extremely important tool that helps people with abundance of all different issues in everyday life. Very normal people that go through difficult things. But I don't think conversion therapy is the right way to go for the majority of homosexuals out there. And I completely disagree with Mike Pence and his wife.
Sure. I agree that conversion therapy isn't for everybody who's homosexual, but I think there should be some sort of help for the people who need it and seek it themselves.
And you know what, Tyler?
Themselves, as a choice themselves.
Sure. And you know what, Tyler? If our vice president said that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If any politician said that, I would say, you know what? This guy's making sense, like Tyler who called in. I can buy that. But you understand, Tyler, my issue with Mike Pence and his wife. And look, the last caller, Brian, who called in, I know the point he was trying to make. He's making the assumption that Buttigieg brings this up because you're trying to get attention. Because you're one of the presidential candidates. Look, Lady Gaga brought it up as well. I don't think she did that in Vegas because she was trying to get attention. I don't think Lady Gaga brought that up to try to sell more tickets. This is what she believes. And I think a lot of people agree with me on this issue that Mike Pence is just flat out wrong, Tyler.
Close. I think they all bring it up for attention, but where it's placed, it might be, misplaced. Lady Gaga, good intentions.
Yeah.
Somebody else, political gain. I get it.
Yep.
I understand.
And I don't disagree. I can't get in Buttigieg's head. Maybe that's the case, Tyler, and it's good to hear from you. You made some good points there. I don't know. I can't get inside Buttigieg's head why he brought that up, but I'll tell you something. The man is a homosexual. I'll tell you what, it's difficult. I don't know what it's like, but to be a homosexual in this era can't be easy. A lot of these people are afraid to come out, and it's probably a little bit easier to come out now than it was maybe even 5 years ago. I don't want to be in their shoes. It's difficult. I feel sorry for them that some of them have to be shamed for coming out, and it's wrong. And I don't think Mike Pence or people that think like Mike Pence are helping. Let's go to Mike. Mike, thanks for calling in. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's up, Mike?
Good. I just want to say that I think the conversion therapy is just an option for people and that he's not forcing it, and he's just providing the money, federal funds. So you can't tell who does and who doesn't want to use that.
So you don't think we all know that Mike Pence is anti-gay, all right? That's not shocking, right? We're not breaking something here.
That may be true, but that doesn't mean that the reason he's providing the opportunity for gays that may want to convert, that doesn't mean it's rooted in his anti-gay stance.
Well, Mike, you tell me if you think I'm wrong here. I think it's pretty simple to figure this thing out, okay? He is against people who are gay, completely against it. His wife works in a school where not only do they not allow gay people to work there, but to go to school there, and he signals support for federal funds for conversion therapy. He signs the Religious Freedom Restoration Act.
The school the wife works at, is this a private school?
Yeah, it is a private school, and I know what you're going to say. Well, it's not against the law. They have a right to do whatever they want. I still disagree with it. I think that's hateful. It's just...
It may be. It may be, and but the problem with the private enterprise, though, is they do have the right to do what they want to do.
And Mike, I'm pretty fair. I never said that they didn't have the right to do it. I just, look, if David Duke wanted to open up a KKK school in Vegas, no African Americans or minorities or Jewish people, he could do that too. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, but legally he could do it.
I agree. As long as there's no hate. Yeah, as long as there's no hate involved, they can't have hate speech or hate signs.
But Mike, I think that's hate, and maybe you tell me if you think I'm wrong. I believe that everyone should be treated equal. I don't think we should have schools where you can't work somewhere if you're gay, or you can't go to school there if you're gay. I think that sends a very bad message
I think
to society.
You have a point, but it's hard to tell someone what they can or can't do with their business. I can't.
Look, you shouldn't be allowed to discriminate.
Private school can't hire who they want. And
Mike,
who they don't want.
Mike, I know this might sound like a cliche, but I don't think you should be allowed to discriminate in any personal business based on sex or the color of your skin. You just shouldn't. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think there is a law about discrimination. No, you may be right. I mean, I don't think they can. I don't think they're legally allowed to not hire someone.
To me, if you that's Mike, I'm just going by what the rule is at that school where she works at. And I think that's really hateful. But I think we sort of agree. You understand where I'm coming from, Mike, and I appreciate the call. 257-5396, the number to call again, 702-257-5396. Let's go to Donna. Donna, thanks for calling in. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Doing good. Donna, what's on your mind on this?
A couple of things. I think the conversion therapy, that all has to do with whether or not you believe it's a choice. But and through my life, I've kind of gone back and forth because, you're raised one way and then you grow up and you start learning things that you might not have been taught. But it's very similar to me, and it's a simple analogy. Back in the day, people that were left-handed, they would put the pen in the other hand because they wanted you to write the right way. And you're still born that way. It's not something you choose to do, and I think it's a little bit silly.
But, Donna, you would agree that being left-handed and right-handed is a little different with the sex you want to date or somebody you want to marry.
Course,
it's very different.
My point is, if you believe that it's a choice, then that's the way, you treat people. But if you believe that you are predestined to be attracted to somebody of the same sex, you realize that you can't just tell them to change.
I understand what you're saying, Donna, but let me put it to you this way. For anyone out there that thinks that every single homosexual, it's a choice, and they just wake up one day and say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to try men. Or you know what? A woman wakes up. You know what? I think I'm just going to put men aside for the rest of my life. I think I'm just attracted to women. The idea that people actually think that way, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I think it is just pure stupidity. That's my opinion, Donna. I really think it is.
It's one that I share. I don't think it's a choice, but I do think there are people that choose to be homosexual for whatever reason.
A small percentage, I can buy that.
Yes, I agree. It's a small percentage. I think that people are born the way they are.
Right.
And whether or not you agree with them, there's not a verse in the Bible that tells you that you are allowed to treat them badly,
right,
or to be mean and hateful. There's just not.
And Donna, and Donna, that's a very good point, and I'm sure you would agree with me. And I'm not necessarily talking about Mike Pence here. There's still a lot of people in this world that, look at some of these other countries. They'll stone to death people because of homosexuality. So I appreciate, right, it's crazy. Donna, good to hear from you. I appreciate the call. Good call. We're starting to make a little more sense. I like that. 257-5396, the number to call. Alicia, thank you for calling in. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
What's on your mind with this issue?
So I am not homophobic. I don't hate anyone on their basis of what preference they make.
Mm-hmm.
But I do disagree with you in the fact that people have beliefs, and if they want to raise their family a certain way, instilling those beliefs, they should. I don't think they could raise their children to hate gay people, but they have.
Well, some do. Some do, Alicia. And you know what? There are also some people in this day and age, and I understand what you're saying, but there are also some parents that raise their children to hate someone of maybe a different nationality. I see it all the time. That doesn't make it right. That might be the stupidity of the parents and their quote-unquote beliefs, but that doesn't make it right.
You're generalizing everyone saying...
I'm not saying everyone does that, but there are some people that do, absolutely. I bet you Mike Pence, his parents raised him to say, oh, being gay is so horrible, it's so wrong. They probably instilled that in his little brain.
Well, what if I believe... I'm not homophobic, but what if I want to raise my children to marry the opposite sex?
And what if one of your children turns out to be gay?
No, but then that would be fine. But at least I'm going to raise them with my beliefs. You know, like, for example, the guy who's baking the cake. You know, if he didn't want to put his artistry, his energy.
No, I understand that. Let's focus on what you just said, though. Okay. What if you raise your children, you know, to you don't want them to be gay, so on and so forth. Do you think they're just going to come out when they're 9 or 10 years old and say, hey, Mom, I think I'm gay? Of course not. They're going to be afraid to do that because of the way you raised them, and I think that's wrong.
No, in fact, my daughter is 15 and saying she is gay. And I said, if that's how you are, that's fine. However, I raised her to believe, you know, man should marry woman, woman should marry man. Now, that's my belief. I did my best. But she is who she is.
Do you think she should go to conversion therapy?
No.
Okay, well, you know what, Alicia? I am very happy to hear you say that. You sound like a good parent, and I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. That's an interesting call right there. That's very, very interesting. She raised her kids, you know, woman to like a man, man to like a woman. I got to give that 15-year-old a lot of, I think that's courageous to be able to say that in front of her mother. But maybe she was afraid to. And I think there are a lot of other situations where parents perhaps go a little overboard, and then the parents and then the kids are just afraid to come out. I think that's wrong. Dick Cheney was that guy, and then all of a sudden his daughter decided to come out later in life, and now all of a sudden he's for the gay community. You see what I'm saying? Unless it happens to you. Appreciate all the phone calls. We'll take a few more when we come back, and I also want to talk about this Dr. Dow on the United Airlines flight. He spoke for the first time today. We'll take a few more calls at 257-5396. That's 257-5396. More of your calls after the break. You're listening to The Vegas Take on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM KDWN.